a heart attack. Fast, fatal, heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and past. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked. Attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver juice, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do continue, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, we had Izuku and Izumi, along with even Katsuki and Katsuki. Now, Izuku and Katsuki, they decided to sit down with their counterparts, who have discovered their relationship. It was quite strange. They've been here for 3 years, and the first thing that happens where they see their counterparts is them shouting at them a few little things, mainly Izumi. Izumi was losing her shit. She has been stressed out, she has been worried, and she has been put through the ringer within the last week. First, there was some crazy god, who proved they were all-powerful, according to them, since they don't even really know exactly what all-powerful does mean, since the being in front of them did whatever they wanted to and treated them as if they were just, what, a piece of pocket change you can just roll around in your hands? Now, Izumi, yeah. Whenever she talked to Izuku, she clocked him in the face, apologized, and learned a bit more about the relationship between him and her best friend. And she also did at least ask a little bit of advice about Katsuki. Now, there actually was Katsuki and Katsuki, who, the two, they had a bit more of an interesting conversation. Bakugo, he is still in disbelief at the idea that the counterpart to Izuku is really Izuku. And, well, yeah. He doesn't really care about their relationship. They can do whatever the hell he wants. He has seen it once before, he'll probably see it another time. He just assumed that from all the time he had to think in that universe. However, seeing it again so soon? Yeah, okay, whatever. Now, with that being said, we actually will cut over to about a week later, where Deku and Katsuki, these two have been able to provide multiple members of SCP staff reasons and explanations as to who these two people are. And the O5 Council, they actually looked at this incident with a bit more intrigue. They have been skeptical about it, looking into it, and trying to discover new ways to, well, in the best way of saying it, unveil this new threats. Since the two, yeah, they have devices that can measure reality, and dips in it or rises in it. It is how you can detect a reality bender. In their systems, a few things happened. Whenever these two may have popped into reality, it caused a blip in their system, a slight glitch, and they didn't think anything of it. However, it was whenever these two were discovered, that's where things started to get a little bit more interesting. Since an error in their system, that's rare. And another error like this just so happened to happen a little over 3 years ago. And the measurements for reality around the area are the exact same. Now, the SCP Foundation, along with the O5 Council, they are very, very skeptical people, since they know what's real and what's not, and that would surprise many people to discover what is real. They believe in a lot of things: ghosts, monsters, demons, devils, ancient gods. However, they don't believe in coincidences. Now, this is something that the O5 Council, they're actually very intrigued by. And right now, somebody is being sent to observe the situation, because otherwise, something might just go wrong soon. Now, with that, we actually will cut over to Izuku, who currently he is underground and in a room with Izumi. Him actually holding his hands up, as he does actually have multiple targets standing in front of him. And Izumi, she's going to look at a few things. As Deku does to move the targets from left to right and then making some go up and down. Okay, so this is actually quite simple. Deku turning his head. You already know about the fireballs. You've done pretty well, but let's see if you can hit a moving target now. It's not that hard. Really. Yeah, a moving target should be nothing. Okay. Have you ever thrown a hand grenade? Yes. Okay. Have you actually ever thrown a hand grenade from your experiences? Have you lived through it? Uh, once, I guess. I mean, I was confused and surprised for a minute, but I threw it out of instinct. Exactly. Now, try. Izumi going to do so, throwing the fireball through the air, and barely missing a target. As the paper doesn't go to catch, and Deku, he does start pulling that piece off. Him just barely twitching a finger. And Izumi's just going to watch that. Again. Her turn to do the same thing again and again. However, it does get a bit mixed up with the results. She misses a target sometimes, and she either hits a target, or she gets close. And right now, there actually is the people who were looking at what was happening, writing down some information about her powers. Since she's not burning to ash, she's not charring her skin. Everything seems to be just normal for her. I mean, yes, an increased body temperature is a side effect. So she is, well, hot to the touch. If you are exposed to her whenever she's done with her powers. However, right now, they're monitoring her body temperature. It's up to 103. It's not quite high enough yet to cause physical burns. However, residual heat might be a problem from her hands for a minute. Now, Deku, he actually is going to walk out of the door. As Izumi, she does go to walk over to a countertop and then go to start turning on the water. Her waiting a second as the water does need to get cold before putting her hands inside. Now, the SCP Foundation or members of staff, they've converted an old break room that still is under construction a bit into a bit of a test chamber. The place has qualifications, since it was one that was repurposed some time ago, whenever the site was partially destroyed in a nuclear blast. And this place, it was able to, let's say, be salvaged, since it was partially collapsed but not the entire way. The O5 Council, they reapproved building on the site. However, yeah, salvaging what they can and what they can't was a bit of a task to deal with. Now, we do actually where the four do gather for lunch. And whenever they do so, there actually is where Deku, he does go to sit down, directly next to Katsuki. Him sitting down next to her and someone going to turn and smile, as she actually does smile at him before leaning forward and kissing him. And both Izumi and Bakugo do both go to look up towards that. Izumi somewhat frozen for a second as the two, they did go to pull away. Deku turning and going to his drink. Alright. So, what? Oh, right. Was that weird? No, no, sorry. Sorry. Just, I froze for a second. Not really. What do you mean, not really? I've seen it before, Izumi. I'm not gonna pretend. Okay, that's fair, but you gotta take it into consideration. Izumi, I don't care. Alright? Besides, we'll be fine soon. So, when do you guys think that we'll shift next? Hmm? Shift next? You're bringing that up now? Yeah, I am. I've been a bit worried about it. Bucko to say, him going to bring his, well, fork up to cut into the meatloaf. Him actually doing so and seeing something he doesn't like, picking it out and pulling it up. Talking about how these taste different here. Doesn't everyone agree? Hmm? What are you talking about? I mean, I'm just saying, this tastes different. Doesn't anyone else realize that? Not really. No. Yeah, Bakugo, it doesn't taste any different. Hmm. Maybe my palate's changed. You think so? I don't know. Things don't taste the same. Really? Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've lost any feeling in my tongue, but I'm not sure. Right. Um, sorry. When do you guys think that we'll shift again? Oh, um, I'm not sure. Well, we've been waiting on you guys for a while. I just assumed we might all meet up in the next world. I mean, me and Katsuki keep making bets. Um, I'm confused as to why we're making bets. No, no, I understand that, but just if you guys are betting on something, it has to have value, right? Yeah. So, what are you guys betting on? Hmm. Well, usually we'd make a bet for what? Request forms? We're given some sometimes. At least we were before we were classified over to personnel instead of anomalies or, well, you know. So we were given request forms. We betted sometimes that if we didn't jump, let's say next week, then the person who made the bet had to give it the form. Okay, I follow this. And if you guys did jump, well, Deku looking over towards Bakugo. Ash is going to say the words out loud. Then they'd have to hand over something in the next world. That does seem to be something they either want or they make a request. A request? Really? Yep. And what are these requests used for? Oh, um, it's simple. If one of us don't trust something and the other one doesn't trust anything, the person who, or if one person doesn't trust something and the other person trusts something, they'll follow the advice of that person. Um, okay, I follow that. Okay, so next question then. What happens if you die? Now, the entire table does fall silent. And Bucko, he actually is going to stop chewing onto his food. As he does go to look directly at Deku. And Deku, he doesn't know how to answer that. Oh, um, well, that's a hard one to say. Is it? Yeah. Um, listen, I need to go actually. I have guard duty soon. Now, Deku go to stand up, turning to walk away. And there actually is where she is going to look back towards Katsuki. What's his deal? Izumi, you shouldn't have said that. Why? Because he is worried about something. Worried about what? Izumi, the anomaly that took us, hijacked us, I guess. He said that we can't die. I'm sorry. What? Yeah. You haven't been here long enough, so he hasn't popped up in your guys' dreams yet, has he? No. Bako, he actually is going to somewhat take a sudden breath, as he does have to somewhat stop himself from choking on some water. And Izumi, she actually is going to turn and look directly at that. Bakugo looking up and asking her why. Okay, he sometimes likes to try and look for us, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but he'll pop up and just, well, observe us. I mean, just thinking about it, I can feel it right now. It feels like there's eyes on me. Wait, that how often does it happen? Um, for me it happened 9 days after we got here. 9 days? Yeah. Okay, so what about Izuku? How often was it happening for him? That's that's not easy to answer, Izumi. What do you mean? He was he was barely speaking the first couple days. I mean, anytime he would, he sounded frantic. There's no other way to put it. He made sense whenever I was around, but certain times whenever I wasn't around or I wasn't there with him, or even whenever I was there, he just said these things, and it worried me for a while. I mean, he talked about death once, but the way he spoke about it, he didn't care. I mean, you might as well just ask him the weather. Or right now, the best way of saying it, asking, hey, is the flesh-eating virus still there? Even though we have it contained in another site. There's a flesh-eating virus. Is it me? There's a zombie virus. Stay on track. There's a what? Okay. I already sent you some files and SCPs. If you didn't read them, that's your problem, not mine. Now, Izuku, he's worried about a lot. Okay? So, be careful about that subject around him. Okay, fine. Should I apologize? Don't. You'll just make him feel worse. Okay, fine. Izumi. What? Izuku, he's straightforward about his emotions. Sometimes he'll talk to you about it, sometimes he won't, if it's personal. If it's more personal, he'll try to avoid the subject. He'll run from it. I mean, he likes to avoid certain things that hurt and dig deep. I mean, he'll talk about it to you sometimes. If he doesn't talk to you about it, he doesn't want to talk to you about it. Okay, alright. I guess I should take your advice then. Not surprising. What? No, never mind. I just thought you'd scream at me again. Shut up. Now, Bakugo, he does get a somewhat grin. And we do actually have over with Izuku, who currently, he made his way out of the cafeteria. And right now, he is down the hall in the bathroom. Him rinsing his face off with some cold water. As he does think back to the memories of those other worlds, some of the ones he's seen, some of them were definitely interesting. Some were bad. And there were some that were good. At least, they made the other ones look good. Now, Deku, he does stand there. He feels it. He does look up from the mirror, and in the reflection, he sees it. There's somebody walking down the street, and they have their hands up. They're ready to kill. They're ready to destroy. They're ready to just make sure no one else is left alive. And in front of them, there's nothing in front of them. What was once a city lays in ruins. What once was a world that had heroes and villains in it now just has those who are running those who are trying to survive. There is nothing in the world that can take that threat down. And the only thing that can doesn't exist. Not there. The only thing that can stop death is life. And right now, life is being extinguished there. The more that it goes, the stronger he becomes. The stronger his ties become to something dark. Now, Deku doesn't snap out of it. Whenever he actually hears somebody, calls him on the radio. However, Deku does going to look down towards it, he does going to directly grab at it, and they're going to bring it up. Hello? Hello? Stupid fucking thing. Deku going to reach down onto the knob. Before he does going to realize something. It's off. Oh, little Izuku. Deku going to look up and into the mirror as he does see his reflection. However, it's not in front of him. It's to the right on the counter. Poor little Izuku. What the hell? Oh, I'm sorry. What did you expect? How are you here? There are reality anchors here. Oh boy. You think those will stop me? I know what you are. You're an entity. An entity, Izuku. Really. There's a better name you can use for me. You're a horror. Really. That one? You really want to settle on that one, Izuku? I mean, it's just so mundane. Besides, I know what I am. You don't seem to understand, though. You don't listen. I listen well enough. Get these memories out of my head. No. You enjoy those. I'm sure you will. However, your friend had experience. Now you have experience. How many more need to have experience, Izuku? You leave them alone. Why? I mean, Izumi, she's just so, well, charming, I should say. She's definitely somebody who knows what they want in this life. Someone who knows what they need. So I'll ask you, Izuku, why don't you want them to see? There are countless worlds out there. Countless ones that exist. Countless ones that you don't even know about. Some of the ones in your head that I showed you, they've already existed. You're lying to me. Oh, Izuku. The boy hated by so many for your immense power, your immense strength. In fact, I know how that story ends. I cut your memories off from that point. You're lying to me. I died in that world. I remember laying there dying. Oh, Izuku. You've died in many worlds. In fact, you shot a version of you that was already dead. A zombie. Then again, his world was already very crazy. Would you like to see that one? Understand why he was such a deranged lunatic, trying to put a bullet in his own head just for another chance at life with a family. You're lying. Izuku, I'm not lying. No, please. Just understand. I want you to know that you are going to be in for a surprise soon. Why are you warning me? Why? Because I want you to expect it, Izuku. That's why. You're sadistic. How old do you think I am, Izuku? I don't know. Ageless? Well, very good guess. I will give you that. However, to become ageless, one has to exist long before. and they must exist in a state far beyond life and death and immortality. So, I'll tell you, I am billions of years old. Almost a trillion, actually. I look pretty good for my age. No, you're not. Zuko, I am. Now, we've done this charade, we've run the charade. I've already experienced this whenever I was you. You're lying. They both say in unison. That's not possible. Of course it is. I'm done here. You can play your little games, contain your little anomalies. However, I don't know if keeping you here is the right choice. I mean, you might die before you're supposed to. So you're just gonna kill me. No. Izuku, you know you can't die. So, why would I kill you? There's no fun in that. Why? How is this fun? To me, it just is. I've done this before. Now, what exactly should happen here? You already know what's gonna happen. Izuku, I want to hear you say the words. Come on. What's going to happen here? You're gonna leave me alone. Ooh, some bravado. Now, I'll leave, but please, do wonder. Deku gonna just toss the radio directly into the mirror, as it's gonna shatter. And Izuku, he thinks that is just the end of it. He's tired of this. He's tired of dealing with these fucking things. Just leave him alone. Izuku, goodbye. Now, they're gonna just hear those words. As he is going to feel someone tap onto his shoulder, they're going to spin and turn. As he is going to bring up his hand, somebody going to back away as you ask him if everything's alright in here. Sorry. Yeah. I just something happened with my head and my powers they just acted up. Really. Go to the infirmary now. Uh yes, sir. Now, the person they do just go to try and think. They saw a few of the things that just happened. Deku, he didn't have some sort of headache. He didn't have some sort of malfunction. However, they were quite curious. They saw Deku's reflection. And the way it wasn't just staying there. While Deku was leaning, well, towards the counter, his reflection, they weren't doing that. Their hands weren't touching onto the counter. And they realized something there. Something anomalous is haunting Midoriya. So, perhaps it is worth looking into. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.